But
back in the day. But then I went black, and I literally never went back.
oh
Sorry,
man,
sorry, Kiana.
I got so many
I
questions.
do remember seeing you at a club, but I won't say where.
So wait a minute. All right, so let me back up for a minute. So oral sex, how in your from your perspective, how important is it? Because a lot of people, what would you recommend the ratio be? Because I know that everybody is different and every couple is different, right?
Correct.
Oral versus penetration. Like, what would you kind of recommend that ratio be? Because
yeah, that's a great question. No one's ever actually asked me that before. That's a great question. Here's what I'll say, because it's hard to say blanket statements because there's tax brackets that come into play.
Of course.
For instance, like when I have these conversations with Adam, like when I'm going to Valuetainment next week, it's like, I can't really say, it's like, you guys don't count. I always want to say that because it's not fair because you guys are like, Adam's my age. We're 81.
Yep.
And his friends are all like even more money than him.
Yep.
And they're all single and they all live in Miami and they're going out, no kids, and they're so happy. And I'm like, that's not normal.
It's not normal.
Middle
I
America,
agree.
to be in your 50s, banging 25-year-old supermodels with a couple, making several $100 million a year, like that's not normal.
It's not.
Right? And to be single and loving it, like that's a badge of honor. That's not cool in middle America.
Right.
Like the money part, obviously, right? But so to say like what's a fair balance, I mean, here's how it goes. If your man is working, which I hope he is, but jeez, man, like I know there's these mom dads or whatever.
Yeah, I know. I got you.
I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this. Like dads who stay home as moms, and I get it. Once in a while, that stuff happens, and that relationship is fucked because you guys have to do a lot of work to balance the polarity. But that's another whole thing.
I'm
so
with you.
okay. We're assuming every man is working, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the level of job that he's working, that's a whole different story. Blue collar, 9 to 5, entrepreneurial, whatever. It's still stressful. You're dealing, the more money you have, the more, like one of my clients works for Grant Cardone and, he's a billionaire now, right? And he has so many people under him. So that's still a level of stress, even though the stress level isn't the money anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like, because most guys are just like, I got to get to that number and then make that money to provide for my wife, my children, leave a legacy, right? And the stress is to get to that.
Well, I would say, I don't think that most guys are like that. I think that most high performers,
okay,
guys are
right.
like that. Yeah.
The other ones are like, how do I make money fast and not have to do anything?
Yeah.
And get a 6-pack without working out. But
You're
anyway,
100% right.
that's neither here nor there, right?
Because I mean,
Your
even
wife
me,
is
like no matter what level I hit, right? No matter what level I hit from a net worth perspective, and I make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right. But
there's always another level.
It's the goalpost just moves.
Obviously.
And I never really stop.
That's an entrepreneur.
Pushing,
And if you don't, you die eventually because that's why, like Tony Robbins interviewed all the successful, that's why I love Tony so much. I learned so much when I go to his events.
Books, Money Master the Game, everything.
Seven of his events before COVID in person, including Date with Destiny, Business Master. He sent me to all of them.
That's awesome.
I know. Shout out to Tony and his team. So he said that he interviewed all of the astronauts. Mm-hmm. And what he found fascinating was that all of them, I believe it was all, or don't quote me to look this up, but it was pretty much all of them, I believe, had struggled with some form of depression or alcoholism or some kind of substance abuse. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. High pressure.
There's no, what's the next level after you've gone to the moon?
Yeah, it's nothing else. It's nothing else.
What do you do on a Saturday night? What is your next goal? Oh, Mars-ish, but like, so there has to be a next level, especially for a man. Yeah. So a man's is connected
to. That's a great point.
Right. He's connected to his divine purpose. His divine purpose is to leave a legacy and offer his gift to the world.
Yeah.
Period.
I agree.
Even if his gift is a janitor, which thank God for look at Tony. He was the best janitor there was. Look at him now, right? So men come home after working after being in a space where they have their shield, their sword out, they're fighting battles, they're putting out fires, they're managing people under them, or they're being managed, which is even harder, or both.
Yeah.
There's someone above them, there's people below them, right?
Yep.
It's a lot of pressure. Then they come home and they're dealing with wife and kids and family and maybe aging parents and all these things. It's a lot. Now that's if they have money. For a man to actually get an erection is so much work. Women don't really even understand that, because for a man to get an erection, he has to be in the parasympathetic central nervous system, which is the rest and digest, meaning he can't be stressed. But when men come home, they're stressed the fuck out. Happy to be home, but the weight of the world is just like, and so to ask a man to get an erection, which takes so much work, to be relaxed enough to get an erection, and then turned on enough to keep it hard, and still go long enough, longer than 5 to 7 minutes, which the average man lasts, enough to get his woman to get an orgasm, which we know that's not happening because most women don't even orgasm. It's a lot of pressure. So oral sex is needed because guys need to just come home to oral sex and a hot meal. Now, I always say, like, you have to plan for like the good sex, meaning like there should be a night where it's just all about the woman's pleasure. It's all about getting to know her body, discovering where her orgasmic potential is. That takes a lot of work. It's like massage, this, that, breath, a lot of stuff I teach in my work. And then that's about her. And then there's nights where it's just sex for you guys both together, equal. It's like a give and take. It's a balance. But for most of the time, like, a man is happy just to have a blowjob because he doesn't have to think. It's literally like turning on the TV and watching white noise, channel surfing, which is what guys do. It's their favorite thing.
Yeah.
They don't really even, it's just like, and women are like, why do you have that on? It's so annoying. It's like, that's how they're calming down. Leave them the fuck alone. It's just nothingness. Remember, men go from everything to nothing. Women are always in everything. Talking, moving, changing, emotions, highs, lows, happy, mad, angry, chat, 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 all day. They're always doing something, right? Men, a lot of times are doing something because of work, but they want to be doing nothing.
Yeah.
Which is why in sports, everything's the same concept. Even if you don't like sports and you don't watch it, for most women, we don't really care. We just do it for you, or just try to be in. Oh, how is the ball that goes in the thing? What's happening with that? Great, Super Bowl. Okay, I'll make some snacks. Right? Yeah. Some women are more into it. I get that too, but it's all about a ball going into one thing.
Yeah.
Some kind of target. Think about it. Something going into nothing. If you've ever thought about that concept.
I mean, no, you're 100% right.
So
you don't really think about it from that perspective.
That's all sports is. It's a way for men to go and from something to nothing. How quickly can that ball go in?
Yeah.
And how much, and then the energy afterwards. Because men don't really get excited at any other time in life. When are men jumping around screaming? If we see that in the street, we're like, okay, bro, like what's happening?
I can't think of any time that a guy.
No other time.